Hi everyone, and to talk of a journey of 32 years in 4 minutes is quite a journey. I'll start when I was actually pre the 32 years. I was a midwife in Papua New Guinea and as a volunteer there, and I was working in the second largest hospital in Papua New Guinea in a place called Lae, and the labour ward was no men, no women, just midwives and mothers. No beds, just mats all along the floor, and a hell of a lot of noise and a lot of confusion. And my first day, I was speaking the Papua New Guinea language, and there was a young mother having her first baby, screaming at the start of every contraction. I'm sure some of you will realise that, and finishing at the end, but then gearing up for the next one. And the lady next to her was very silently labouring, having her 5th baby. And she rolled over, hit her on the shoulder, and said to her, "It may go in like a banana, but it comes out like a pineapple." And so, very good language training for me, and great. So I think many of you can understand that. So my most joyful time overseas was just post-September the 11th, when I was the Deputy Representative of UNICEF in Afghanistan. And if you remember, pre-September the 11th, Taliban were there, no girls went to school, no women worked. It was a tough time. I lived there then. But then when the Allied forces went in post-September the 11th, UNICEF decided that in 51 days we would put 5.1 million children into school. It was just a logistics exercise, not about quality, about getting tents to rural areas where they could turn them into schools, putting some corrugated iron, whatever. And we worked really hard, and it was the 21st of March, which is Afghan New Year, Persian New Year. It was quite a wet day, unusual for Afghanistan, but driving to a ceremony, it was my most joyful time. I saw these little girls with little blue smocks on with big white collars and huge bright blue UNICEF backpacks, all going off to school for the first time, 5.1 million kids. It was just joy that at long last we actually had these kids in school. My next experience will be a very bewildering one for you and another one for you mothers. I was working in Sudan at the time when there was still one Sudan, and I was in the south of Sudan in the Nuba Mountains, a very, very isolated part. So there were 15 of us and we walked for 15 days. I was younger, fitter, easier, but we walked and walked and walked. And this particular day, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning we started walking. Until about 3 we got to the village we were staying at. So I took a shower, a bucket shower, and decided to go and do a bit of reflection. It's quite tough I was slow and always worried about holding people up. So I was down there at this river, and 4 boys were doing Nuba wrestling. It's a very big thing in the Nuba. And these 2 women approached me with massive baskets of laundry on their head. They'd been washing their laundry in the river. And they greeted me in Arabic, and I said, "Hello." And one of them came very close to me and she said to me, "How many children have you had?" And I'm not a mother, I said 3, because if you said 0, it wouldn't be easy for me to explain in my very limited Arabic. So I said 3. She walked up to me, pulled up my t-shirt, took my breast out of my bra, squeezed my nipple and said, "Not bad for 3, and off she went. And I just thought, culturally, how am I going to tell my male colleagues upstairs that this has really happened to me? It really did. And I just think, culturally, we just need to go with the flow. Probably my most satisfying yet exhausting was in the Philippines. I went there to lead UNICEF's response to the largest typhoon that ever took place in the world, exactly 5 years ago last week. And we went to Tacloban, where the hurricane was, thousands of people dead, everything destroyed. It was the surge from the ocean that had come over and really killed a lot of people, many of them in schools because they were hiding in schools. But I had to lead a team. I had to take fast decisions. For the first 3 days, I actually slept on a plank of wood. It was a bit like top and tailing from when we were children. But you did it. We didn't have much food. We had some sardines and tomato sauce. We had a little bit of water. But it was the camaraderie of working together. We had a meeting every morning at 7 o'clock. We had a debrief every night at 7. And then that was incredibly satisfying and tiring. Another I need to hurry now, so I'll have to leave some of the stories behind. My last experience was just recently. I was in Jordan working on the Syria program, and you're prepared. You've watched BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, TV1. You've seen the destruction, but nothing prepared me for the destruction of suburb after suburb after suburb, bombed out. And I think what I have the overwhelming sense that no matter what, you can cope much better as a human being in natural disasters than you can in man-made disasters. So when you go to the Philippines and a hurricanes come through, or Indonesia and it's a tsunami, yeah, it's life. But when you see man killing man, persons destroying, it absolutely is devastating. And that's what I saw just a couple of months ago in Syria. And it continues today, and you've seen Yemen. And so I could only do this because I have family, because I have friends, because I have all of you to come and go. And I've always come back to New Zealand. This is life. I mean, it's really great when we get Kiwis together overseas. And, in Liberia, we had the Fijians and Samoan police and peacekeepers and hungis at my house every Saturday. So we're just so lucky because we live in New Zealand. So thanks to all of you who've accepted me back. As a bit of a rogue sometimes, I'm now back to live, and I have the most fantastic life. Thank you.